I think one of the coolest feelings that you can have as a reader is not necessarily the emotions that you might share with a character reading a certain part of the story, but after the book is over, if you're sad because you miss those characters already from the story being done. That's just a feeling that I don't think you can replace, whether it's the end of the Lord of the Rings movies or the end of like your favorite fantasy series. Even though you might know a little bit about what might happen to them afterwards, the fact that you're not with them anymore
Yeah.
is a kind of a sad, longing feeling. But I think that's a very important one to have. That means that you really wrote some good characters
Yeah.
that people fell in love with.
No, I think that makes total sense. There was like, yeah, like I had to. There was. I'm not going to say which one it was behind me, but there was a trilogy, um, from a popular game in the early like 2000s, and the company sold the rights, right? And then this author had three amazing books. Like, they talk about character. Oh my gosh, man, these books are amazing. And they get to the end, and they were supposed to get another trilogy. So the epilogue completely ruined the entire trilogy for me because it made a character turn evil for a particular reason. It was supposed to be like another trilogy, right? Yeah, it didn't make it. So if you read that trilogy and don't read the epilogue, it's like one of the most perfect trilogies I've ever read, in my opinion, for just like typical, like clean fantasy. But that like stuck with me, right?
Yeah.
I love those characters so much, and the books never came out after that. And then there was like no short story, like nothing, right? So you can't write about that. Those authors can't write in that world now. It's just like gone. And
That's
I'm
great.
just like, yeah. And it's literally been like, oh my gosh, this year's like my wife and I have been together for 11 years now. So that was a decade ago. It's 10 years ago. It has stuck with me so much. I had to write my own stuff.
Wow.
And but like I love the characters, right? Like the one of the main characters is, I don't know, there's like three I really liked, and I was like, yeah, like it has stuck with me like this entire time. So I think that you're completely right there. So I think if people don't like your characters in some way, like maybe figure that out, because we're still talking about, like we said, like Lord of the Rings, or like Firefly we talk about like now, and those people a lot, Jane and stuff. I think there's a reason that people like, even people like Jane,
Yeah.
is like relatable or something. So yeah, I think character is really deep within both genres, for fantasy and sci-fi and
Definitely.
horror too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Now, if you could have any power from your world, if it's not like a spoiler, if it is a spoiler, let me know, and I have another question. But if you could have
Okay.
any power from your world, which one would it be and why?
I'll take both questions because the first one will be very quick because you're right. I don't want to spoil anything. I will say, I would say from this specific book, there is just something I think that happens kind of towards the end of the book that a um, character is able to do something that I just think is very unique. And I really was excited to write this part for this character in the story. I think it was a really cool emotional time, a turning point kind of in his mind and mentality. But the power that kind of goes along with it is very cool as well. So if you read the book,
Oh, cool.
you'll kind of know towards the end. It's kind of,
Well, I
if you
love
will,
that.
the cool part of my book.
Yeah. Well, I love that answer twofold. One, because it sounds really cool, and two, you made us want to read the book even more now. So I think that's perfect.
You'll never know
So
unless you read the book.
yeah, that's how it's done, folks. That's how it's done.
Yeah,
Go buy the book, all right? And don't forget to review the book. So
yeah.
I guess my second question would be, which one of the characters would you most want to go on an adventure with, and why? Could be any that you've written.
Yeah, I would. All three of them would give a unique aspect. I always
Good
thought it would
answer.
be. I would always thought it'd be Tanlin, but Tanlin, he's probably the main character of the book. All three of them kind of share the spotlight, but Tanlin is the main one. And I would say I always would pick him because I think I relate to him more.
Mhm.
But he's also, I think, too much like me. I think if I had to really pick, it would be narrate, kind of the warrior character, if you will, from my book, just because he's seen a lot more than the other characters. I feel like that if I could pry into him a little bit more, he'd be able to tell me some pretty cool stories. He also is the one that knows how to use a sword, so if we run into any danger, he'd be able to protect me while I probably squeal and run away. But so that's probably who I'd pick